Hello everyone. Welcome to Fact Feast. Today, we're exploring a fascinating aquatic plant. In English, it's called lotus root. Its Latin name is Nelumbo nucifera. It belongs to the lotus family and genus. It's native to Asia and still mainly cultivated there, especially in China, India, and Southeast Asian countries. The lotus root is actually the rhizome of the lotus flower. It grows in freshwater environments like ponds and lakes. It's shaped like a long cylinder, with several hollow chambers inside. The skin is usually yellow-brown, while the flesh is white or pale yellow. Lotus root isn't just a common ingredient in cooking. It also holds an important place in traditional Chinese medicine. The history of lotus root cultivation goes back thousands of years. In Zhejiang, China, archaeologists have unearthed carbonized lotus root slices dating from 3,300 to 5,000 years ago, and starch granules from lotus root dating back 5,000 to 6,000 years. This shows that ancient people were already eating lotus root back then. The earliest written record appears in the Book of Songs, and large-scale cultivation began during the Han Dynasty. Lotus root has been an important food throughout our history, and it holds a special place in Chinese civilization, carrying deep cultural value. The lotus flower's purity and elegance, growing unstained from the mud, has long been loved by poets and scholars. From countless ancient poems about lotus root to Chinese paintings featuring lotuses and lotus roots, they all express noble character and a life of quiet retreat. In terms of texture, lotus root comes in two main types, starchy and crisp. Around the Song and Ming dynasties, people developed these two varieties for different uses. Starchy lotus root is perfect for making lotus root powder, slow-cooked soups, and long braises. Its texture is soft and glutinous. Crisp lotus root is better for cold salads, stir-fries, hot pot, or fresh salads. Its texture is tender and crunchy. China is currently the world's largest producer of lotus root. Yields can reach 1,000 to 1,500 kilograms per acre, with annual production exceeding 10 million tons, over 80% of the global total. The main growing regions are Hubei, Jiangsu, Zhejiang, Anhui, Hunan, Jiangxi, and Guangdong, where the climate is ideal, water is plentiful, and lotus cultivation has a long history. Other lotus growing areas are also in East Asia, including Japan, India, and Southeast Asia. If you look at lotus roots from India or Korea, you'll notice they're especially long and slender. Indian lotus roots, in particular, can even resemble oversized water pepper plants. There are a few reasons for this. Their varieties tend to be slim and elongated, with smaller holes and longer segments, better suited for stir-fries or cold salads. In some areas, the soil is poorer and water is scarce. In India, many lotus roots grow in fields without standing water. Korea's higher latitude means shorter daylight hours, which also leads to longer, thinner roots. In contrast, most Chinese lotus roots are grown in deep water, with abundant moisture and fertile soil, allowing them to grow much thicker and sturdier. I have to say, every part of the lotus root is a treasure. Aside from the root itself, we also often see lotus seeds, which are the seeds of the lotus plant. In summer, especially in tourist areas, you'll find street vendors selling fresh lotus pods. Pop the seeds out of the pod, peel off the skin, and you get the fresh lotus seeds we can eat. Fresh lotus seeds are crisp and mildly sweet, with a texture a bit like water caltrops or ginkgo nuts. When fully matured, lotus seeds can be used in dishes like 8-treasure porridge, soups, and desserts. When eating lotus seeds, remember to remove the lotus plumule. That's the tiny green sprout inside. It tastes extremely bitter. The plumule contains alkaloids, flavonoids, polysaccharides, and other compounds, and is valued in traditional medicine. Lotus stems, also called lotus shoots or rhizomes, are young stems that grow from the underground rhizome of the lotus. They usually sprout from nodes near the base of young leaves. Since they grow during the lotus's active season, late spring to early summer is the peak harvest time. Lotus stems are pale, tender, rich in dietary fiber, very low in calories, and have a refreshing crunch, making them especially popular with younger generations. They're perfect for stir-frying, tossing into salads, pickling, or adding to soups. And yes, they're absolutely delicious. Apart from the edible parts, there's also the most visually stunning part, the lotus flower. In traditional Chinese landscaping, lotus flowers hold a special place. In recent years, they've become a popular choice among early-blooming ornamental plants. Through selective breeding, China has developed a huge variety of ornamental lotus species. One of the most famous is the bowl lotus, a miniature lotus variety often used in home gardening. As the name suggests, a small bowl lotus can even be grown in a porcelain bowl. Bowl lotuses come in many shapes, colors, and sizes, offering incredible ornamental value. They can be planted before mid-April in spring. Prepare a container, pond mud, and base fertilizer. Mix the soil and fertilizer, then add just enough water to create thick, soft mud, leaving 1 to 2 centimeters of water above the surface. Plant the rhizome with its sprouting tip angled downward, close to the edge of the container. Leave the blunt end of the rhizome above the water so unsprouted buds can breathe. Place it in full sunlight, and by summer of the same year, your bowl lotus will bloom. Let's take a closer look at lotus root farming. Lotus roots thrive in warm and humid environments. In agriculture, lotus is usually grown in shallow ponds or flooded fields. The growing cycle is about 6 months. When spring temperatures stabilize above 15 degrees Celsius, farmers begin planting. First, the soil is deeply tilled. Lotus prefers fertile soil, so plenty of base fertilizer is applied before planting. Lotus is typically propagated using rhizome sections. Farmers select healthy, pest-free rhizomes with intact growing tips. Each rhizome segment keeps 2 to 3 nodes. The rhizomes are planted at an angle, with the tip pointing upward, buried about 10 to 15 centimeters deep. Rows are spaced 1.5 to 2 meters apart, and plants are 1 to 1.5 meters apart within rows. During growth, some management is needed. Early on, shallow water levels are maintained. As the plants grow, the water level is gradually increased. Farmers add fertilizer 2 to 3 times during leaf and tuber formation stages. Weeding and pest control are also important. Overall, lotus farming is relatively simple to manage. Harvest usually takes place in autumn. With modern farming and market demand, farmers often start harvesting in summer to supply the market gradually. For large-scale harvests, farmers wait until lotus leaves wither. They first drain the pond water, then manually dig out the lotus roots. In recent years, mechanized harvesting has been introduced, but machines can easily bruise or damage the roots, and mechanical harvesting costs more than manual labor. So, in China, mechanized harvesting only accounts for about 20 to 30% of total production. Manual harvesting is very hard work. Workers spend long hours in cold, muddy ponds in autumn, carefully digging to avoid breaking or bruising the roots. In most regions, farmers must finish before winter arrives. It's a physically demanding and labor-intensive job. Finally, let's look at how lotus root powder is made. As the name suggests, lotus root powder is a powdered food made from lotus root. It has a long history. As early as the Han Dynasty, processing techniques for lotus root powder became well developed, making it an important food for the royal court and nobility. By the Qing Dynasty, with improved processing, lotus root powder even became a significant export product. In the late 20th century, a granulated form of lotus root powder appeared. This version likely contains maltodextrin as a solubilizer and binder, which helps form the granules. Traditional lotus root powder is usually a fine powder or small flakes, with a delicate texture, but poorer solubility. When buying, check the ingredient list carefully. First, the harvested lotus roots are thoroughly washed to remove impurities. Then they are ground into a slurry using machines. After grinding, a little water is added, and the slurry is filtered to remove fibers and impurities, resulting in a smooth lotus root liquid. This liquid is left to settle in containers. After sedimentation, the clear water on top is drained off. The settled slurry is collected together and filtered a second time through cloth. The filtered liquid settles again. Once settled, the process is repeated, draining off the top water. This leaves us with wet lotus root starch blocks. Workers then place these non-Newtonian starch blocks into bowls, cover them with cloth to prevent spilling when inverted, and transport them outdoors to drying fields. Using a special circular blade, workers scrape the starch blocks into thin, even flakes spread out on drying racks. After thorough drying, the traditional lotus root powder is ready. Further grinding turns it into a fine powder. Thank you all for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please follow my channel and like, comment, and share.